Let's develop the Java project by particularly service, okay, web service, okay, using the Eclipse. Okay, so in order to do that, you need to download the Java Eclipse EE, okay, and not this IDE for the Java developer. You have to download the Eclipse IDE for the enterprise Java and web developers, okay, so that we can provide the web services to the customers. Okay, so let's go to this link. So let me just copy and paste this one and then go to this link. And if you go to the link, and you can see the multiple Eclipse versions, editions particularly. However, instead of download this one, yeah, you have to download this one. If you are using the Windows, and then you can click this button. All right, if you click this button, and you can download the file over here. Okay, click the download button, okay, to download the file. So if you download it, and then you can see this zip file. All right, let me just cancel it. So download this file because I have one already. So under the download folder, where are you? Under the download folder, you can find the Eclipse zip file, and if you unzip it, and then you can have this folder, okay, Eclipse JE 2021 09R, and then etc. Okay, so this is for the Windows 10s, okay, the computer. And then under this folder, you can see the Eclipse file basically. And here, if you just double click this one, and then you can run this Eclipse project, the program, like this. So Eclipse. All right, so let me close it and then reopen it for you. So if you double click this file, you can actually run the IDE 2021, okay, September version. And here you can specify your workplace, and my folder is 2021 because I have multiple Eclipse programs, that's why. All right, so if you click launch, and then actually you can run the Eclipse program. Got it? All right, give me a second. It takes a time actually to run the Eclipse. All right. Yes, so now you have this Eclipse, right? EE version. I thought that I assume that you already have another version, right? Actually you already set the path for the Java, Java library, right? So that's why I'm not going to explain that one. And please just see my slide actually. I guess I put the environment setting for you. So if you are using the different JDK, and then you may need to set the environment for your library, Java library. Okay. If you want to set the environment variable, and then you can actually follow this. All right. So if you type the control panel, and here, if you go to the control panel, and under the system, where is it? Here's the system, and I use a classic view. That's why the view is slightly different from you. And then here under the system, you can choose the advanced system settings, and then here's the environmental variable, so that you can set the path of the Java code, like Java home, right? Currently, I use this JDK 14. However, slide was what? Slide was the older version, JDK 1.7.0, but your version can be different. Okay, so based on your version, you can actually type the path. So this one, can be different from this. Okay, so your path can be different, slightly different from this example. You got it? Once again, Java home you can create. So in order to create this one, basically you can click U and then type the variable name like a Java home, and then variable value, right? So you can type the what? Type the path to the JDK, okay, your JDK version. So program files, my case is Java, right? And JDK -14, but your JDK can be slightly different from this. Okay, please remember that. And then click OK. Okay, so if you have an existing one, you can edit it. All right, and once you have this path and then basically this name, system variable, and then you can utilize it in your path here. All right, so if you just so I think in my slide I already put several example here, right? So if you go to path, let me go back to the system variable here. If you double click the path, click edit here, and then you can see the list of the path here. So my case, Java home is here, right? So because I already have a Java home as a system variable, where it was here, right? So you don't have to write down this path again. You can just call that name from the path. Let me go back to the path. So edit and check the name of the Java, right? If you don't have one yet, you can just type the percentage Java underscore home percentage and then /bin, okay, binary. So basically, so that you can easily compile the Java program, Java code. All right, so this is one. Got it? And anyway, so next, what's the next? You need to install the Tomcat actually to generate the Tomcat. So here, in order to generate Tomcat, and then you need to go to the Tomcat Apache. Okay, you can Google the Apache Tomcat. And you can find the link from the slide actually. So if you click the download, and there are multiple versions, but please download the 9 because the 10 is too new. So several libraries are not really supported here. So please download the Tomcat 9, and here because I'm using the Windows 10, I can just click this 64-bit Windows zip file. So if you click it, if you click this, and then you can download the file. Let me just cancel it because I have a multiple zip file already. So under the download folder, so now you have right, you have this one, right? Not this one. Let me delete this one, right? So now we have Tomcat 9, and if you unzip it, you can have folder this Tomcat 9, right? So under this folder, you can find the multiple actually files here. So in my case, I just cut this file and then move it to the local folder under the C drive. So here, okay. So I have this folder already, and then I just and then here I already I copy and paste all the files under this folder. Okay, I moved this folder here so that I can easily access the folder, right? And then first of all, and then here, once you have this file, if you need to go to the conf folder. So basically, this folder includes the several settings, major settings for Tomcat. Okay, so let me open the notepad here, and then in your case, we need to change the setting actually for the Tomcat. Here, if you look at this Tomcat users.xml, and you can drag and drop it here, right? So that you can add 2 more lines for the administrator. So please type these 2 lines, okay, to your to this file. Okay, you need to type it. I already typed it. So role name, manager GUI. So username admin, password admin, and roles manager GUI. Okay, so that you can access the actually Tomcat. And when you in after this, you need to save it, right? File, save, right? Save it, and then close it. That's it. So after that, you can go back to the bin folder, okay? Not the conf folder. Now we need to go to the bin folder to run the Tomcat. So here, if you just click the startup BAT, and then you can run the Tomcat. And when you want, if you want to shut down the Tomcat, you need to click this shutdown.bat file. So let me just click the startup BAT file. So now Tomcat is running, and then how can you check it? So you can type the localhost and 8080 here. If you type it, and then you can see this page. If you cannot see this page, that means you have an error. Okay, so you must see you must able to see this enable to see this page. Got it? And if you click this button, it will request you to put your admin and password. So your password was what? Admin, right? Admin, right? Your password. We just set the password for the Tomcat actually. Here, if I go back to the user.xml here, let me open the notepad for you, and then in this case, password. What's the password? Password is admin, and then username is admin, right? And then authority role of this account is a manager, right? So you can actually change the settings, okay, using GUI. Got it? So type the admin, and the password is admin, and then on this you can access this page. If you click this list of the application link, and then you can see the running WAR file. And in my case, I already upload the WAR file here, and then if I click this one, and then I can just see the hello world. And now we are going to develop the WAR file to see this message, right? So if you develop the web page and then compile it as a WAR file and generate the WAR file, and then you can actually deploy your WAR file website using Tomcat. Got it? And then we are going to do that in this time. So how can you do? So let me just sorry, I clicked the wrong button. All right, so how can you do it? So initially you need to develop the new dynamic web project. So let me just close it. Let me just delete this one. So here, if you go back to your Eclipse, you can create a new project called what? Called the WAR test, right? And here you may not have any runtime information. Currently, you have this option, right? So let's add your new runtime. If you click it, and since you already installed the Tomcat 9, and you can just choose a Tomcat 9 version and click next, so that, and then after that you need to specify the installation directory of the Tomcat 9, right? You can select the browse button. So under the local folder, you have this one, right? So click it and then select the folder. That's it, right? If you have different folder, if you have a Tomcat in different folder, you need to select a different folder. Okay? And then select this one and click finish. Got it? So that's how I get these two actually Tomcat servers. So in my case, yes, let me just select this one or this one, doesn't matter. Yeah, they are same. So 4.1, so version of our web module, so Java Servlet is 4, version is 4, and if your configuration, if you select this Apache Tomcat version 9, and then you will have this one. and click next, and also next. And in here you need to generate the web.xml deploying descriptor. Okay, select this option and click finish. All right, so here we have multiple, the folders in this project, okay, dynamic project. And if you click this SLC source and the web application under the main, and you can find the web XML. So currently I have warning sign, so this is a design and this is a source. I have warning sign because of the link shown in here. Okay, but we can ignore it. So in this folder we need to generate, so select this folder and create the new JSP file. So here, Java server page, so here JS file, then let's say this is an index, type the index here. Why index? Because, oops, I'm sorry, yeah, this one should be, let me redo it again. So let me delete it. Let me just delete this one. So click this folder, web application, and then click the right button of your mouse, and then select the JSP file and type the index and enter. So now you have an index file. You may wonder why we are generating the index file, because if you look at the web XML, and here initially it searched the index HTML and the HTML. Since we don't have these two files, it will search this index JSP internally. So we have index JSP, right? So it will call this file at the beginning, and in the body we can put the text here. So hello world. Good. Yes. And if you if you want to test this one, yeah, let me save it. So Control S is a save button, or you can click the save button. So I just pressed the Control S already, so you cannot see the star mark here. So here, if you go to the select, so initially you're selecting this one, but if you select the server tab, and then you can actually add your server here. Okay, so click here. So if you don't have one, and you can click the right button of your mouse and then click new and then server. And also you can continue the same process over here. So server Tomcat 9 and localhost, and here, so next, and then you can just test this one. Okay, finish, click finish, and so that you can add a server. So once you have a server, and then you can actually compile test this website. How can we do that? Click the right button of your mouse and then run as on server. So run on server, like this option under this Tomcat 9 and finish. Then it will automatically run the Tomcat, and then, oh sorry. So now because I already run the Tomcat, right? So I need to stop the Tomcat here. Let me stop it. So let me go back to the bin file and then shut down this shutdown.bat here. So you can stop the program here, and then let me test it again. So right button and run as the run on server, so that we can test it. So hello world, right? So now we can see it. Got it? So if you want to stop this server, and then you can just click this stop button, right? And now we need to generate the WAR file here. So let me just generate the WAR file. How can you do that? Go to the export. So under this project name, dynamic project name, and then go to export and then create a WAR file here. And destination, you can just set the destination. In my case, I just choose document, and because I already have one, right? So you don't have to select these things, but since I already have an existing file here, so let me just choose this one. All right, So if you go to the document or the other folder, and then you can find the WAR file here, right? And let me copy it. Let me copy it and then paste this one to where? Move it, this one to the Tomcat, right? So under the Tomcat folder, you can choose web apps, right? And let me just remove this one for you, right? So if you just, so now you have a file folders, I guess, right? And then you can just paste this WAR file here, right? Once you have one, and then you can just go back to the bin folder. Where are you? Bin folder, and then run this startup BAT, right? And then localhost. So let me go back to the localhost here. Host 8080, server status, and application list, and then var test. If you choose one, and then you can see the hello world. Now we have attention mark here, right? So you can, that's how we deploy our website through the Java.